Gaff, a second pre-season outing out of the way. What did you make of that one?
Frustrating from my side. From my point of view, I think we wasted the first half. I just thought that's 45 minutes that didn't count in our training schedule and our game programme, because we didn't do any of it. We kept the ball, we moved the ball at a moderate pace, not a really quick pace. But when we had opportunities to go and attack, we went backwards again and sideways, and we created our own problems. Really, that's no disrespect to Guiseley. I just thought we didn't put them under any pressure. We didn't play with a tempo to go and win a game of football. We didn't sprint, we didn't press well. We sort of tried to get through the 45 minutes in a second gear sort of thing, and we can't play like that. Well, we don't train like that. And the players have trained exceptionally well for 2 weeks, and we had an 11v11 yesterday afternoon, and the tempo was fantastic. But I thought we wasted the first half. The second half was much better tempo, more urgency. We played in their half. We created chances to score. We should have scored obviously more goals, but the first half for me, and I said this to the players at half time, I goes, even if we were 1-0 up from a corner or whatever, I'd still be not happy with the first half, because the performance for what we need at this stage of pre-season was just below par.
In a sort of strange way, is it good to get those kind of performances out of the way in pre-season when results don't matter like they do? Once the league season starts, you can almost get back in the dressing room after the game and say that that's not acceptable, those standards were better than that, and we can be better going forward.
Yeah, because look, whatever happens in training and games throughout a season, you always have to go, right, how do we build from, how do we use it to be better? So from that perspective, 100%, but I wanted to finish the second week of training in the way they have trained. And obviously, if we'd have been 2-0 down like we were, but really attacked it and pressed people and made tackles, then I can take that. It's when we don't do that, we don't do anything. Like I say, I thought we wasted our time, to be honest. But that, you're right. I said that. From me, I said it was a waste of time. But actually, afterward, Neil said, well, we're going to use it because that's our first proper slap. The first game, I weren't really fussed about that. A bit of scrappiness in our performance because it was the first week we had done any sort of tactical stuff. But we're 2 weeks in now. We have done tactical stuff all this week. We did do it in the behind closed doors game on Wednesday when they did it really well. I just think we were just flat there. So it's a reminder, which I said to the players at half time, and we will reiterate on Monday. We will show when we do things really well, the contrast to, because I know it's like when you're a player in the middle of the pitch, sometimes you think you're doing the right things or you think you're at full pelt, but the data will show us that we weren't. The second half will show when players really sprint, when they really press, when they really compete. So there's a real contrast there for us to look at, and I think that's always it's valuable for the players to see that, because they're not. No one was in there at half-time kidding themselves that we played well. You know what I mean? That's the thing. So went into a changing room that was quiet and sort of knew that it weren't good enough. But I still had to say my piece and make sure that they understand it. When you think about it, I said and asked a couple of the players who've been here for a little while at Bradford, what's it like playing at Valley Parade for Bradford in League Two? Everyone comes and it's their cup final. Well, that's what we faced in the first half, and we didn't get up to speed, and we put ourselves in bother. So that is a good reference point for what we're going to face this season in League Two. So if I know anything about the squad, they'll be stung a little bit from themselves. I wouldn't have had to say anything, I don't think. I think the senior players would have seen it as well, and we'll get a reaction in our training next week.
Next week, another week of training, like we say, another behind closed doors friendly coming up before jetting off to Austria. 45 minutes again for every squad member, more or less, today. Do you start to build that up now in the next game, 60 minutes for certain lads, and then moving towards the season, up in that tempo a little bit more? Yeah,
well, we spoke to the players after the session yesterday morning that we want to get 60. We should be getting up to 60 minutes now, but if we do that tomorrow in the game, it will be 60 for some, 30 for others, and we want the whole squad fit. So that's why we had a 20-minute 11v11 yesterday, but it was conditioned where it's completely. There's no breaks in it. So they got 20 minutes yesterday, 45 today, so it's 65 over the 2 sessions. But yeah, when we get into on Wednesday, it's 2 60-minute games, so they'll all get 60 minutes again. And then obviously in Austria, and after that it'll be 75s and 90s and getting ready for the season. So and we need to see who wants to get in front of their opponent for the shirt on the opening day of the season. You know, it's been evenly matched all the way through the first 2 weeks, and in game time and minutes and everything like. But now we need to start shaping what the starting first team needs to look like. So you know, the challenge is there for the players to stake their claim.